Attention passionate Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape, especially to the AFC West, you know that this division is always one of the most competitive, most unpredictable, and honestly, one of the most exciting to watch. The Raiders are no strangers to that chaos, and this offseason has been no different. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of moves, and a lot of speculation about how this team can get back to their winning ways, maybe even make a serious run to the playoffs and beyond. And one of the most intriguing pieces of this puzzle, at least according to the latest buzz, is what could happen in the trade market. That's right, folks. NFL never sleeps, and even after the draft and free agency, teams are still looking to fine-tune their rosters, fill gaps, and find those secret weapons that can tip the scales in their favor. Recently, the folks at Pro Football Network, a reputable source for insider info and expert analysis, dropped a pretty interesting piece. They looked at all 32 NFL teams and identified the perfect trade target for each one. And for the Las Vegas Raiders, their choice was quite revealing. They went with Cleveland Browns cornerback Greg Newsome. Now, if you're a Raiders fan, this might sound like a bold suggestion, but when you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. Newsome is a player who's been on the radar for a while, and with the Browns potentially looking to shake things up or rebuild parts of their roster, this could be a realistic and strategic move. Greg Newsome is a talented cornerback, no doubt about it. He was a first-round pick in 2021, coming out of Northwestern, and from the start, he showed flashes of being a shutdown corner in the making. He's got speed, agility, and a football IQ that's pretty impressive for someone so early in his career. But last season, things weren't quite as smooth for him in Cleveland. His role was diminished, and his playing time decreased, which naturally raises some questions about his future with the Browns. Trade talks around him have been floating around for a while, and that's often a sign that a player might be available if the right offer comes along. For the Raiders, adding a player like Greg Newsome could be a game changer. Let's be honest, the secondary has been an area where they've been looking for stability and consistency for a while now. Even with some promising young talent, the experience and leadership that Newsome brings could be exactly what the Raiders need to take that next step. And considering his age, just 24 years old, he's in that sweet spot where he's experienced enough to contribute immediately and still has plenty of room to develop and grow. From a strategic standpoint, this trade makes a lot of sense. Newsome likely wouldn't come with an exorbitant price tag in terms of draft picks or players involved. The Browns might be looking for a mid-round pick or perhaps a young player who can fit into their plans. For the Raiders, it's about weighing their current needs versus their future assets. And if they see Newsome as that missing piece in their secondary, it could be a deal worth exploring. It's all about the right timing and negotiations, something that Raiders management has been known to excel at when they're motivated to make bold moves. But beyond just this specific trade rumor, it's worth looking at the bigger picture of what the Raiders are trying to accomplish this season. Last year was a roller coaster, to say the least. They finished with a decent record but fell short of the playoffs, leaving fans hungry for more. The team has been making some smart moves in free agency, bringing in veteran presence and young talent alike, but there are still gaps. The secondary, especially at cornerback, has always been an area of concern, and finding a reliable, experienced player like Newsome could bring the stability and confidence that's been missing. Plus, the Raiders' defense needs to be more aggressive, more disruptive, and more disciplined if they want to challenge the top teams in the AFC. Now, let's not forget that this division is stacked with talent. The Kansas City Chiefs are reigning champions, with Patrick Mahomes leading an explosive offense that's tough to contain. The Los Angeles Chargers, with Justin Herbert behind center, are always a threat. The Denver Broncos, after a rough season, are looking to bounce back, especially with new coaching staff and a revamped roster. So the Raiders have their work cut out for them, but that's what makes this all so exciting. Every move, every trade, every draft pick can be the difference between a postseason appearance and an early exit. And speaking of players, some of the key pieces on the Raiders roster are still developing. Josh Jacobs, the star running back, had a phenomenal season last year, rushing for over 600 yards and leading the team's ground attack. He's the kind of player who can take over games. But the team also needs consistent offensive line play and a reliable passing game to keep defenses honest. Davante Adams, coming in as a top-tier wide receiver, has been a game-changer, but chemistry and continuity are essential if the Raiders want to maximize their offensive potential. Defensively, Max Crosby continues to be a bright spot. The pass rusher is one of the most feared in the league, and his relentless motor gives the Raiders a significant advantage on third downs and in crucial moments. But beyond Crosby, the secondary needs more stability. That's where a player like Newsome could fit perfectly, someone who can lock down receivers, disrupt routes, and give the defense the confidence to take more risks. Looking ahead, the Raiders' schedule is tough, with matchups against some of the best teams in the league, including their AFC West rivals. The division battles are always intense, and every game counts. If they can shore up their secondary, add a few veterans to leadership roles, and continue developing their young stars, they can be a formidable force. The goal is clear: return to the playoffs, possibly even contend for the AFC West crown, and make a deep run in the postseason. Now, I want to touch on the coaching staff for a moment. Head coach Josh McDaniels has been under some scrutiny, but he's also known for his offensive acumen and ability to develop quarterbacks. If he can get the offense firing on all cylinders and the defense tightening up, this team could surprise a lot of people. The Raiders have a talented roster, but it's about the right pieces falling into place at the right time. The addition of a player like Newsome would not only bolster the secondary, but also send a message that the Raiders are serious about contending and making bold moves to improve. And let's not forget the fan base. Raiders fans are some of the most passionate in the NFL. They've endured ups and downs, heartbreaks and triumphs, but their loyalty remains unshaken. The vibe around Allegiant Stadium on game days is electric, and everyone is eager to see this team succeed. Whether it's a new trade, a breakthrough rookie, or a game-changing moment, the energy and hope are always high. That's what makes following the Raiders so special. They're not just a team, they're a family, and every move is watched with bated breath. As we wrap up, it's clear that the Raiders are at a pivotal moment. The potential trade for Greg Newsome is just one of many options that could help them elevate their game. Whether it happens or not, what's important is that the team is constantly looking for ways to improve, to compete, and to bring that Super Bowl trophy back to Las Vegas. And with the division as fierce as it is, every little upgrade counts. The offseason isn't over yet, and the Raiders are certainly not sitting still. So, Raiders fans, keep your eyes open, stay tuned for more updates, and stay loud and proud. The journey to another Super Bowl run is filled with challenges, but with the right moves and a little bit of luck, your team could be the one to bring that trophy home again. This season promises to be one of the most exciting yet, and I, for one, can't wait to see how it all unfolds. The future is bright, and the Raiders are ready to take their shot. Remember, every game, every play, every move counts. Let's make this a season to remember. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Las Vegas Raiders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Las Vegas Raiders news.